Now, let's move on from ego battles to something even stormier, thriving in the chaos of life. Please welcome Aleksandra Stoycheva with Love Life, Be a Clown.
Have you ever wondered why clowns feel the need to paint their faces? Because in the chaos that is a circus, they have to express themselves in a way that helps them cope. I'm Alex, and I am going to make you question if you really are as tired of your life as you think you are. In Greek mythology, chaos is the beginning. It is the first of all, and even though it is massless, everything else came from it. It created Nyx, the night, Tartarus, the underworld, and every creature coming with it that later haunted the Greeks. But what most people miss when they read Greek mythology is that chaos gave birth to another being. I imagine it had been small at first, almost invisible, until it became the most powerful force of all. Its name was, and still is, Eros, the god of love. After her initial creations, Chaos made other gods, which in turn made other gods, which made humans. So, in a way, we were created by Chaos herself. Today, however, this word has a purely negative connotation. When I tell someone that my day was chaotic, I usually mean stressing, disturbing, a day when nothing went as planned. When somebody else tells me that they live in chaos, I feel sympathetic. The truth is, I still wonder sometimes why I still haven't had one peaceful month without me feeling like I am one step away from ruining my whole life. Maybe that's just the bonus of being a hormonally unstable 16-year-old teenage girl. But what if that is how we're supposed to be? It is scientifically proven now that our brains are on the edge of chaos. Literally, our neurons are operating only a step away from total randomness. This balance on the border between order and chaos is called critical point. The critical point helps the brain function better, jump quickly between states, and it helps the humans react more quickly in different situations. So, chaos is engraved in us, and only oddly enough, it seems like we should embrace it, even though it seems like it wants to ruin us. The fact that you are surrounded by chaos doesn't mean you cannot function. It actually gives you the opportunity to learn how to function better. In fact, too much order in your brain can lead to a coma, so it seems like if your own body opposes it, why should you strive for it in your daily life? Still, I think many of you here won't believe me or will just brush me off thinking my words don't apply to your specific case. Here comes the thing. I know that when life is too stressful, we cannot just simply brush it off and say, oh, life is supposed to be that way, and move on. That is just not how it works. But we cannot escape chaos, as I proved earlier. It is engraved in us. But we can learn how to deal with it without striving for meaningless order every second. In fact, we can learn how to thrive in it. Just as chaos created hell, it also created love and happiness. We just have to choose how to look at it. I would like you all to close your eyes now so I can show you a simple experiment. Close them, please. I would like you to imagine a problem you have at your workplace or at school. Feel all the emotions it brings out. Feel its intensity, its taste. Are you feeling anger, fear, maybe jealousy? Feel it. Feel all of it. And when you're ready, imagine this as a music instrument. That's right. If your feeling is intense, imagine it as a contrabass, for example. But if your problem doesn't bother you that much, imagine it as a quiet violin. When you're ready, when you have visualized it, do the same with the problem you have at home. Are your parents angry at you? Do you have too much homework to do and too much chores to do when you return home and you don't know how you will manage all of these things? Yeah. Keep your eyes closed and visualize it. Feel all of this. And when you're ready, turn it into a piano. Imagine how the melody of a piano will sound according to what you feel. Last but not least, imagine the biggest problem you have at the moment. The problem that doesn't let you fall asleep at night. The problem that you cannot talk about without tears running down your face. That problem, I would like you to turn into your voice. I know many of you here don't sing well or not at all, but it is the rawness of your voice, the openness of your voice that matters. And when you're ready, open your eyes. From here, you have two options. Option number one, you imagine this is the most ugly sounding, chaotic melody that wants to make you rip your hair out. Or, option number two, you imagine this as the most beautiful symphony you have ever heard. The problem you have is the same. The solution you have or don't have is the same. But the way you look at this problem, the way you look at the opportunities that this problem gives you, is now different. If you haven't noticed what methods I use here, I will tell you. Art. As an artist, I have first-hand experience with the impressive impact of art on our brains. My first dancing lesson was when I was 3. My first singing lesson was when I was 4. My first musical was when I was 7. To sum this up, my whole life has revolved around consciously expressing certain emotions. Through my art, I help people feel and heal. Through my art, I begged for people not only to understand me, but to understand themselves through me. When my mother fell sick from cancer, though, a new question sparked to life. How can I help myself? Taking turns between art and psychologists, being in 9th grade, struggling with assignments, fears, dreams for the future, friendships, and having to come home to a reality where a future may not be granted for the person I love most, made me think I would never be able to put my life in order again. And, spoiler alert, I could not put it in order again. But, taking turns between artists, musicals, psychologists, I realized that art and psychology are the two sides of the same coin, both helping us deal with stress, chaos, and actually learn how to thrive in it. Deep inside our minds, deep inside our brains, is buried the limbic system. The amygdala is a cluster of neurons that is part of the limbic system. It activates when we relieve, when we experience stress, anger, fear, all the emotions that chaos brings out. But it also activates when we experience pleasure and happiness, when we respond to art. Of course, there are many other systems in the brain that take part in this process, but I am talking about the amygdala specifically for a reason. Another part of the limbic system is the limbic cortex, specifically the cingulate cortex. This area regulates emotions and tries to bring stability, or at least a sense of it. So, the amygdala senses the art and the stress, and it sends signals to the limbic cortex, which tries to regain balance. The amygdala and the limbic cortex work together constantly to identify the stress, the art that helps us, and bring us a sense of stability, which is why you all feel better when you're surrounded by art. What I would like you to take away from this is pretty simple. Stop running away from chaos because you literally cannot run away from it. It is in you. It is all around you. It is good for you, even if it sometimes doesn't seem that way. Express yourselves. Don't be afraid of it, because that way you not only help yourselves, but all the people around you. Appreciate artists and psychologists because both help give you a sense of stability, just like the limbic cortex. And lastly, love life. Be a clown. Don't be afraid to look around you and see the chaos, and instead of refusing to look at it any differently, acknowledge its benefits, the stamina it gives you, and the beauty you can create under its influence. Thank you.